Okay. So now that we got everybody lined up, it looks like it's going to be Lauren Wofford, Caleb Says on row number 1, McElwain on the inside of row number 2 with Aiden Saunders on the outside. On the inside of row number 3, it'll be Rick Zeal with Brian Gossel on the outside of row number 3, and Garrett Benson on the inside of row number 4 with Adam Trimble riding shotgun on the field, starting in the 5D, starting 8th. They're going to get 8 laps here for heat number 1. Now would be a good time to remind you, if children are a little bit sensitive to loud noises, you have about 2 seconds to give them some earplugs. At this point, it may be too late because the green flag's in the air, and here we go. A little bit of a slow start there from McElwain as Zeal gets down into the dirt berm, but so far Wofford's starting to slowly crawl away with spot number 1. Zeal and Gossel trying to go side by side as Wofford takes lap number 1. A little bit of a dust bowl going on right here down the front stretch. Wofford gets loose, but it will be Says and Saunders bringing up your top 3. Rick Zeal hanging on to 4th. Benson now trying to steal 5th from Gossel, and does. A little bit of a wheel hop there from Rick Zeal as Wofford continues to run away so far, as we're now 3 laps complete here in heat number 1. McElwain falling off the pace just a bit, but it'll be Says and Saunders continuing to hang on, but Zeal maybe looking to the inside of Saunders next time by. We're officially halfway home. Wofford continuing to lead over Says and Saunders, with Zeal, Benson, Gossel, Trimble, and McElwain making up your 8 on the track. Wofford continuing to set the pace. Doesn't look like anybody's really going to try to push anything. Again, trying to make the main event. And your 360 sprints are your main event of the evening tonight for the first of the 2-night doubleheader. So if you got any friends or anything, make sure you invite them tomorrow, as we'll be back here Saturday night for more action here at El Paso County Speedway. We're going to get the white flag this time for Lauren Wofford. Well, Caleb Says, Aiden Saunders, your top 3. Rick Zeal hanging 4th. Benson 5th. Gossel 6th. Trimble 7th. McElwain 8th. And barring anything crazy here coming out of the last turn, looks like Lauren Wofford's going to go wire to wire. So it's Wofford, Says, Saunders, your top 3. Zeal, Benson, and Gossel 4th, 5th, 6th. Trimble 7th, with McElwain coming in 8th. 8 more of our ASCS wing sprint drivers out on the track for heat number 2. It'll be Grabble and Cooper leading us to the green. Well, at least to the chalk line. Hopefully nobody pulls a Denny Hamlin here. They're waiting, and here we go. Grabble gets off to a pretty decent start there, but the 22 of Baker now going to slide down to the inside, and we've already got 1 around in 2. Looks like that's going to be the number 16. That's going to be Brian Hardman that goes around. So let's try again. Don Grabble, Blair Cooper. Setting the pace, and green flag's back in the air. See if we can get through 1 and 2 cleanly here. A little bit of a dirt berm grab there from Bradley Cox, but so far no major incidents, no spins here for lap number 1. Grabble and Cooper leading the way. Cox continuing to look to the inside of Merritt, gives him a little bit of a love tap coming out of 2, as that's going to be a battle for 4th and 5th. Again, everybody wanted to keep it clean and green. This way they can make the main event for this evening. Cox now sliding out wide, trying to get a little bit of a line on Merritt. Nothing happening. Right now looks like it's the Don Gravel show as he's opened it up to a 1.3 second lead. Cooper continuing to hang on to second. Cox going to try to run the outside. This time, can he get around Merritt? He might not, but now Kelly Miller is going to take away that opportunity to move back to the inside into 2JR. Cox continuing to run that high line, may get stuck out there. Gets a little bit slideways, does Kelly Miller. Catches a little bit of the dirt berm. We're officially halfway home. Cooper getting super wide coming out too. That's going to open the door for the number 22 of Jesse Baker. Baker continuing to hang on. Not much change right now. Blair Cooper still 2 seconds behind. As white flag's going to go in the air for Don Gravel. Blair Cooper, Jesse Baker, your top three. Zach Merritt, Bradley Cox round out your five. Hardman coming around, no major changes. Everybody wants to keep it green, make it nice and pretty, but it'll be Don Gravel taking the heat. Blair Cooper second, Jesse Baker third, Zach Merritt fourth, Bradley Cooper fifth, Kelly Miller sixth. The 7D7 is Spencer Hill seventh, with Brian Hardman bringing up the rear. If you have cameras, this next lap's going to be the time to get those pictures. If you have earplugs, you should have put them in about 20 seconds ago. Your main event of the evening, the Gertie Engine Wing Desert Series. It's Cooper. It's Wofford. Here we go. It's going to be Cooper and Wofford out to a great start, but there goes Grable. Coming around, here comes Cooper. He's going to lead. Coming around, Bradley Cox trying to run that high line. Going to get a lot of positions there. As Blair Cooper continues to lead over Don Grable and Lauren Wofford. Size currently in fourth. Benson fifth. That's your top five. Bradley Cox continuing to try to run that high line, trying to use what he's learned from traveling all over the world, including the Chili Bowl, getting to the B main. Now has Zach Merritt to deal with. Can he get there? But here comes Rick Zeal to the inside. Continuing to lead is going to be Brian Gossel. Now we got side-by-side action towards the back. Miller's going to get wide. Rick Zeal, Brian Gossel, and here comes Baker. But as it stands, Blair Cooper, Don Grable, Lauren Wofford, all your top three. Garrett Benson currently holding on to fourth. But maybe trying to get around the 7 machine. Size currently holding down your top five. Saunders, 6th. Merritt, 7th. Cox, 8th. Cooper now has opened it up to a 1.3 second lead as they're coming around with 8 laps complete. Continuing to slide around. No Dust Bowl here tonight. No major changes, but Rick Zeal has gone past Cox, and now there goes Zeal around Zach Merritt. That's going to be pass for 7th. But back towards the front, you've got Grable, you've got Wofford, and you got Benson, your 3, all trying to chase down Blair Cooper. Cooper now out to nearly a 2.5 second lead. Cox is going to get under Merritt. Baker under Gossel. This time by, we're going to get the cross in the sky, halfway home. Blair Cooper, all open track. Grable continuing to do what he needs to do. Wofford slowly closing the gap. Benson having the best run so far, has climbed that many spots. Continuing to hang on to fourth. Here comes Size and Saunders. Saunders looking down to the inside of Size, not able to make that pass. But now we got a little bit of contact between the 7 and the 27. Benson maybe trying to get to the inside of that 7. There's the challenge for third. 27 and 7. Wofford on the outside. Benson on the inside. Benson continuing to hook. Can he book away? Yes, he can. Benson passes for third. His next target in front of him is Grable. But from what we've seen so far, it's been the Blair Cooper show. Now over 2.5 seconds ahead. Continuing to push is Blair Cooper. No major changes through the rest of the field. Grable, Benson going to try to make a push and run for the money. Claw in the air, 5 laps to go. Benson inside of Grable, but Grable able to get away. All Blair Cooper has to do is continue running those clean laps. Has been running phenomenal laps, but still, Grable just a little bit faster. Benson gets a little bit of the dirt. No major passes anywhere else on the track. Blair Cooper continues to lead. There's Grable, there's Benson. Benson continuing to try to peek inside. Nobody's going to be there. Blair Cooper going to get double flags in the air. 2 to go this time, Blair Cooper. The cars behind him need something big. That's a bit of a slip up there. That might be the window for Don Grable. Here comes the 45X. Blair Cooper, he's lost his entire lead. White flags in the air. Grable. Here comes Benson. Cooper may be able to hang on. Can he hold it? It looks like he can. Blair Cooper takes the victory, and Garrett Benson. We're going to have to double check the tapes on that one. By 9 1/1000ths of a second, Don Grable gets second place over Garrett Benson. So your top 3, the 32, the 45X, and the 27B. Those are your top 3. We'll have all of them come up here to the front stretch. Another phenomenal race here. First off, let's give a hand to all of our racers here tonight. Absolutely spectacular, being able to keep it clean and green. Your winner with the trophy right at the start-finish line, number 32, Blair Cooper. And your second place finisher, now that I know that I've seen him get out of the car, can't hide forever, of the 45X, it's Don Grable.